Yo, well. Here we are again, right back at it, you. Right back at you. It's your boy Big Truck, King Conversations. We're here. Gets no better than this. Ah, made me a hermosa. We're gonna tap into this thing right quick. This is the inauguration of both presidents. We're gonna wrap a taste a little bit. Then the spirit of the universe gonna take us home. So without further ado, grab your shoulder pads and your helmet, and let's get this work. Let's go.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Justice Roberts to administer the presidential oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly.
Before he continues, we look at things from a different eye. As you know, we look at things from a different eye. You know what I'm saying? People have tried to self-sabotage this man. People have crashed out. People have done whatever they could. They have done whatever they could, have whatever they could, you know, to just sidetrack this man. Sorry about that, but they couldn't, and he still fought. He still came with it. A lot of things we agree to disagree on. A lot of things we may like or may not like. But at the end of it, after it's all said and done, we have to continue to grow. We have to continue to learn. I'm sorry, it's just I got people chiming in. So, it is what it is. But it's a hard pill to swallow. We knew what was going on this election season. We knew, we were there, we paid attention to it all. But after it was all said and done, look who won. All you Democrats crashing out, got something to say, talking shit, trying to disrespect one's character. Look how that all played out. And a large number of Democrats are still crashing out. How come he didn't vote for Kamala Harris? Because she's a black woman. She's a black. Again, men came to the occasion. Men came to the table and said, look, Kamala Harris has no policies. We're not going to just lean in with our emotions because she's a woman, like y'all have. Large number of men came with logic. And the logic is Trump had policies. Trump ran this country before as a business. But to have Kamala Harris run this country, you think America is the laughingstock now. Oh my goodness. But then it dawned on me. The light bulb came on. Y'all are feminists, modern feminists. Now it makes sense. She's a feminist. Y'all are feminists. Oh, okay. She knew she wasn't going to win. Y'all knew. It was over when she opened up her mouth and began to speak and said what she would not do for blacks. But here we are on this day, moving forward. What is said and done is said and done. Now we move forward. We move forward to this agenda. How everything play out for the next 4 years is how everything is going to play out for the next 4 years. But the one thing I will tell all my patriots, big truck here at King Conversations. I changed the name actually, doing something different for the year. King Conversations. I accept you, no matter who you are, what color you are. I love you and accept you. We have grown men conversation, King Conversations. When I do reaction videos, conversation and reviews, we're going to have a conversation of things that we review as adults should, with no judgment, no pulling punches, no criticizing. But when you right, you will be celebrated. You will be acknowledged. When you wrong, we're going to call that thing out and we're going to talk about it. Then come up with a solution. So let's continue this. J.D. Vance just got sworn in as vice president. And now we're going to see Donald Trump get sworn in as president. Let's get this work.
Solemnly swear. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. The Constitution of the United States. So help me God. So help me God. Congratulations, Mr. President.
So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna speed up a little bit because there's some things that he wants to address, and yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna have fun with it. And man, this is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing when you see beautiful people come together and they doing things and an acknowledgement and always want to take pride in things. You know, we know, like I said, we know what time it is. We know what's going on. Beautiful people, continue to keep your eyes open. Continue to walk in truth. Whatever it's going to be, how it's going to go, okay? For the next 4 years, keep your eyes open. Continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to live your best life. It doesn't matter who's in office. Do your boy Big Truck that. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Let's continue.
It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now.
And let me just say, shout out to those who chimed in. My man Dale, Jerry, Dexter, Big Pete, for those who chimed in, who's chiming in, and everyone else, I love you. On this day, this inauguration day of our president, I had to chime in. Instead of doing a reaction video, I just said, oh, hell, let me make me a Hermosa and go live with it and connect with the people. It's time to do more connecting. It's time to do more networking. It's time to have more conversations with real people that want to have conversations, that don't mind being held accountable, that want solutions, that's coming open-minded, that's coming ready to talk and ready to lay it out on the line. Have the water cooler conversations, have the table conversations, have the sideline conversations, have the end zone conversations, have the locker room conversations. It's time to huddle up as men and continue. It doesn't matter about the color of your skin, but what matters is you come to a place where you are able to have conversations and set the tone. It doesn't matter if you're a black man, white man, Asian man, Hispanic man. When you are a man, it's time to bring back the masculine man, because the masculine man has lost its way. There's too many men walking around here feminine. It's time to bring back the masculine man and put the masculine man in its place. There's too many feminine women. There's too many masculine women walking around here. It's time for the feminine women to come back and to sit down in peace. There's too many mismatching going on. It's time for those that play their respectful roles to come back and take their place. Masculine men take their place. Feminine women take their place. Let's continue to feast.
From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country. Sunlight is pouring over the entire world, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, erratic.
And also what we were seeing before was the destruction of America. Okay? What we were seeing before was greed. What we were seeing before was, in order to keep people in fear, we're going to control them. If many are kept in fear, they're easily to be manipulated and controlled. We tell you what to do, you don't ask no questions, you shut up and you do it. If you don't do what we tell you to do, there will be consequences and repercussions. We've seen that through the whole scandemic. Okay? and people having to take the berry punch against their will. And those that didn't, they were threatened to lose their jobs. And if you spoke out against it, even though what you were saying was the truth, when you spoke out, you were silenced. Whatever happened to free speech? Whether if it's social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Rumble, excuse me, Kick, LinkedIn, Lemonade, and other source of social media platforms where men and women, it didn't matter what color they were, but they did their research and they came with solid facts that even the news media couldn't even give you. Because the news media was told not to tell the truth, but to say this, spin this way. But because people came with facts, when certain independent news started popping up on social media and giving facts, the other side got worried. And this is what we're saying. We're going to see more of it. So I understand what it means when we talk about freedom of speech, when we talk about speaking truth, when we talk about saying what is right. The other side got exposed left and right and left through this whole election season. And we saw that. And we saw the backlash that Black men received because they didn't vote for Kamala Harris. But what about the women that didn't vote for Kamala Harris? Nothing else was said about them. The focus was Black men. It's something when there's a rabbit holding a gun and things don't work in your favor. Let's continue to feast.
And corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we are watching fires still tragically burn. From weeks ago, without even a token of defense, they're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. But we can't let this happen. Everyone is unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere in the world. And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly.
When I tell you Trump is about to get real, it's about to get real. A lot of things a lot of bills are about to go into effect today. Don't know how many, but a lot is going to go into effect. And right here, King's Conversations, I'm going to give you the best. I'm going to give you the best coverage, footage, information. We're gonna go down the sideline with it, straight into the end zone with it.
Recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place, and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over.
And let me just make this one thing clear. It also goes to show how the Democratic Party has been using, abusing, taking advantage, stealing, robbing, hurting Americans in so many ways. They showed what they really think about you during this past election season. Now, granted, Republicans, Democrats, two separate wings of the same damn bird. Understand that. But when you have the other side looking you dead in your face and doing what they're doing, what does that tell you? They're not doing it behind your back. They're doing it in front of your face. That's how bold they are. I got some game for your Bluetooth. Let's go.
Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again.
And I will say this, watch how God used Trump. God is about to use Trump to expose so much that has been going on behind closed doors that very few saw, that very few knew. Watch what I tell you.
Thank you very much. That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country.
Actually, it will be, because so many of those that were Democrats, all of a sudden, we started seeing a shift. Those that were Democrats became Republicans. A large number of Black men and women that were Democrats all of a sudden shifted their vote from Democrat to Republicans. That right there is history in itself. Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, they tried, but it didn't work. Political puppets were assigned to Blacks, but it didn't work. It wasn't until the last minute, all of a sudden, Kamala Harris came up with a couple of policies. And she wasn't even sincere about the couple of policies that she came up with. But I will say this, she did have a policy for the homeless situation. And that was a good policy. Now, if she would have leaned in with that policy, she would have gained some votes. She wouldn't have won, but she would have gained a lot of votes. But she didn't lean in with that policy. Because the homeless population, there's a problem with that. And I spoke about that. No one else was. Let's continue to feast.
As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old, men and women, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, urban, suburban, rural. And very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states. And the popular vote, we won by millions of people. To the Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor, but in his honor, we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true. National unity is now returning to America, and confidence and pride is soaring like never before. In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. We will not forget our country. We will not forget our Constitution, and we will not forget our God. Don't do that.
And the people that he has set in stone, it's just like chess. You know, in chess, you have certain people set up in different places, different people to do different things. And the team that he has set up are very powerful. You know, very powerful people that he has set up. So I'm thankful for that. You know, it shows that he he has a strong team. He's putting it together, and they hold a lot of heat. Let's go.
Today, I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release.
Hmm.
And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country.
And I know a large number of individuals, like, you know, he's going to deport everyone and so forth. If you're here illegally, think about it. You know, you're here illegally, you got to come back the right way. And that's all he's saying. If you're going to be here, make sure everything is done right and you're here the right way. It's not a matter of you will never come back here, of course, but you come through the right way, basically, in parentheses.
Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations.
Now, dealing with the cartels, that's going to be quite interesting. I don't know how that's going to plan out, but that's going to be very interesting, you know? So, I don't know. Let's go.
And by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. As Commander in Chief, I have no higher responsibility than to defend our country from threats and invasions, and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices.
So that means like your rent, gas, and all of that, property tax, and so forth. He's bringing all of that down. You know, all that's coming down. The high price for food, all of that shit is coming down. So, you know, yeah, he has a lot of signing to do. Let's continue.
The inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices. And that is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
How come that can sound like a new song? Like Sexy Red or Ice Spice can make a song called Drill Baby Drill, or 50 Cent or somebody, or Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B. I don't know. That just sound like a song, Drill Baby Drill. I can imagine what the video would be like.
America will be a manufacturing nation once again, and we have something that no other manufacturing nation will ever have, the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we are going to use it. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again, right to the top, and export American energy all over the world. We will be a rich nation again, and it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers. In other words, you'll be able to buy the car of your choice. We will build automobiles in America again at a rate that nobody could have dreamt possible just a few years ago. And thank you to the auto workers of our nation for your inspiring vote of confidence. We did tremendously with that vote. I will immediately begin the overhaul of our trade system to protect American workers and families. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens.
Now, I hope that many can understand that. Now that he broke it down, it kind of makes sense, right? So you also have to keep in mind that the amount of debt that the America is in right now, the financial debt that America is in right now. So therefore, it would only be right and fair to up those tariffs for a little bit for um, revenue coming into America versus the amount of revenue going out of America to other countries.
For this purpose, we are establishing the External Revenue Service to collect all tariffs, duties, and revenues. It will be massive amounts of money pouring into our treasury, coming from foreign sources. The American dream will soon be back and thriving like never before. To restore competence and effectiveness to our federal government, my administration will establish the brand new Department of Government Efficiency. After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America.
So, all these social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that, now we're able to say the things that we want to say and don't have to worry about getting censored. And those that had their platforms discontinued for saying, for speaking their truth, they will also get reinstated.
Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents, something I know something about. We will not allow that to happen. It will not happen again. Under my leadership, we will restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities. This week, I will also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. We will forge a society that is colorblind and merit-based. As of today, it will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Now, with that being said, that right there is going to have a lot of people shook. That's going to have a lot of, fuck that, freedom of speech. It's going to have a lot of motherfuckers shook. On your birth certificate, you are recognized as a boy or a girl. Guess what? You will be recognized as a man or a woman. And I know the ABC people are livid with that. Hey, so the fuck what? You shouldn't have been switching lanes. You should have been in the lane. You should have been driving in the lane that you was born driving in. Stop lane switching.
This week, I will reinstate any service members who were unjustly expelled from our military for objecting to the COVID vaccine mandate with full back pay.
As they should. As they should. Shout out to my military vets, active and inactive. Shout out to y'all. I love you, respect you, and working in corrections on the side of law enforcement. I love law enforcement too. So I got love and respect. And for those that are in the medical field that are true to their craft.
And I will sign an order to stop our warriors from being subjected to radical political theories and social experiments while on duty. It's going to end immediately. Our armed forces will be free to focus on their sole mission, defeating America's enemies. Like in 2017, we will again build the strongest military the world has ever seen. We will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars that we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into.
That's right, because when there's wars, there's money to be made. When there's chaos, there's money to be made. When there's things going on illegally, there are money to be made. Natural disasters, money to be made. All of these events that I just mentioned, billions and billions of dollars are being made. Huh. Run till that.
My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. I'm pleased to say that as of yesterday, one day before I assumed office, the hostages in the Middle East are coming back home to their families. Thank you. America will reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and we will restore the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley, where it should be and where it belongs. President McKinley made our country very rich through tariffs and through talent. He was a natural businessman and gave Teddy Roosevelt the money for many of the great things he did, including the Panama Canal, which has foolishly been given to the country of Panama after the United States. The United States, I mean, think of this, spent more money than ever spent on a project before and lost 38,000 lives in the building of the Panama Canal. We have been treated very badly from this foolish gift that should have never been made. And Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships are being severely overcharged and not treated fairly in any way, shape, or form. And that includes the United States Navy. And above all, China is operating the Panama Canal, and we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
It's funny when the news media will say certain things and spin it out of control. But to hear Trump say the exact same thing, but go in detail with it, okay, it makes much sense. The news media wasn't saying this. They was painting a whole different narrative. But now, Trump, since you're saying that exact same thing, but you're breaking it down, you know what? It makes sense now. Because the very exact same thing wasn't being broken down. You gave a breakdown. You gave a damn good breakdown. It makes sense. To whereas before, when the news media was saying shit, it didn't make sense. Because they were all along, they were doing things to discredit your character.
Above all, my message to Americans today is that it is time for us to once again act with courage, vigor, and the vitality of history's greatest civilization. So as we liberate our nation, we will lead it to new heights of victory and success. We will not be deterred. Together, we will end the chronic disease epidemic and keep our children safe, healthy, and disease-free. The United States will once again consider itself a growing nation, one that increases our wealth, expands our territory, builds our cities, raises our expectations, and carries our flag into new and beautiful horizons. And we will pursue our manifest destiny into the stars, launching American astronauts to plant the stars and stripes on the planet Mars. Ambition is the lifeblood of a great nation. And right now, our nation is more ambitious than any other. There's no nation like our nation. Americans are explorers, builders, innovators, entrepreneurs, and pioneers. The spirit of the frontier is written into our hearts. The call of the next great adventure resounds from within our souls. Our American ancestors turned a small group of colonies on the edge of a vast continent into a mighty republic of the most extraordinary citizens on earth. No one comes close. Americans pushed thousands of miles through a rugged land of untamed wilderness. They crossed deserts, scaled mountains.
Contribution. Stir within us the confidence to rise to this moment. For while we trust in God, God's trust is in us, the American people.
I just want to say to the Jewish community, because I have some teammates, that are Jewish, and they're some good ball players though. But I just want to say much love to the Jewish community, much love to all communities. This platform that I have, it's not just based on one, but for all. And when we talk about truth, just imagine when you have men of different ethnic backgrounds come together and interact with each other. That's a powerful thing. Imagine having a room full of Black men coming together, huddling up. That too is a powerful thing. When you have men coming together, huddling up, it's a powerful thing in general. It's time to bring that back. It's time to find our way back to that place. Some may say find your way back to your first love. Whatever that first love may be, find your way back to that.
America is called to greatness. May your light shine upon them, reaffirming their belief in a brighter tomorrow. May we all strive to lift one another, supporting our fellow citizens with kindness and empathy, recognizing that together we can overcome any adversity.
Pardons to family members, also to Native American activist Leonard Peltier, who's been serving a prison sentence.
And that's where I'm going to leave it at right there. Picture of the White House. I want to thank everyone for tuning in on this live broadcast, King Conversations. Please don't forget to share this video, like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Big Truck, and I'm signing out. 1.